go with Chad Katie. The story with him, Chad's got 2 gold medals in this event from years past, but he's had no practice. It took him 52 hours to get here due to some flight delays.
I laugh because you're talking about a guy that takes 52 hours to get here and he starts right off with like a cliffhanger backflip.
Well, that's a brand new one for Chad right there, the cliffhanger backflip. Right now, he is a silver medalist from 2011 X Games in LA, BMX Big Air. This is Vince Byron.
Oh my goodness, slips the pedal,
hangs on,
get it back on. Massive flare. It's an opposite downside whip 360.
Well, as a matter of fact, he has the highest big air highest air measured in a big air competition at the X Games,
and the highest in practice as well, which he went a little higher in practice.
Morgan Wade in for his first of 40 with a big Superman C-grab.
Big, beautiful, full extension, and yes!
Whoa!
To me, that is what it's about. You go huge, you get stylish. I mean, it's a one-handed invert. It probably won't score high in the difficulty area, but it's
GoPro BMX Big Air. But coming up next, this is Colton Satterfield.
Oh, no-handed 360 backflip. Got a little over-rotated there, but held on to it. Oh, yes!
Wow, a big run there for Colton Satterfield. Puts that double whip down. Games appearance, and we are underway.
Just like that. Here we go. And he is, oh, no stranger to going huge. Starting with a big backflip, and here's where he gets it. Massive air. Giant no-hander.
Now, the way the format works, there's now, though, of the 3 guys we said that have ever gold medaled in the 7-year history of this event, this guy's got 3 of them. It's Kevin Robinson.
Oh, look at Kevin. They're traveling way sideways laterally on that flip so they can come over and use the width of the ramp. Massive air.
Maybe Kevin not feeling it over the gap there. He's had troubles in big air in years past. He got the monkey off his back last year, got a silver medal. Let's see what he can do here tonight in Foz de Iguaçu. Now think of, I mean, you're doing a backflip, throwing the bike around, and then you're trying to whip out of it. With this time around, just saying, you know, I'm just going to get the bike flip, backflip out of the way this first run.
And I say each year you step it up. A lot of it has to do with how the contest unfolds. If somebody's safety run, as you called it earlier, is good enough to win, sometimes that's what they go with.
All right, Steve McCann coming in for his first of 4. Taking it. Steve McCann.
And again, this is such a tricky event to judge. I mean, Morgan Wade just seems dialed tonight, like riding to perfection. Tricks aren't as technical, but you know, you've got to balance that with just how clean he's riding.
Here we go with run number 2 for Chad Katie. It's that cliffhanger flip in this time around.
And it was clean. And a massive tail whip flare. That's like very good chance that that's going to score real high.
If you weren't with us for round 1, he fell. He over-rotated the cliffhanger backflip. So this is definitely going to be a score improvement for Chad. And speaking of Vince Byron, he's due up next. There's a shot of him there at the top of the big air ramp. He's been bumped down to second there with an 89.66. He got a silver medal in this event 2 years ago in LA. And here he is for round 2.
He's over-rotating that bad, but he's still pulling it. And 540s on this ramp are no joke.
And took the hands off in the rotation. Morgan Wade due up next, and he's currently sitting in second place with an 89 flat. Morgan was boosting in that first round. And again, he holds the record for the biggest air at the X Games in competition.
Once again, picture perfect. Look how slow that double whip was. That was beautiful.
It's just a nice smooth rotation on that and a clean landing. And that man right there.
Solid run. He's in third right now, but I don't think these scores are going to stick when you look at the top 4 guys coming into this.
And this is Colton Satterfield. As you mentioned, he was in third position coming into this round.
Bar spin to tail whip on a backflip and a huge double whip. That's going to bump his score up without a doubt.
Well, as we saw in the first round, this guy's all about going big, and in his first ever X Games appearance, no jitters whatsoever, put down a solid run.
Yes, he did. I expect this one to be even better. We'll see. Giant backflip. If he carries the speed through here, just look for him to go high. That was high.
Boosting.
Oh, he didn't pull So I guess technically 21-3. That is huge. It's not quite the record in competition. It's not far from it though, but we still got to land it for it to count. We're going to find out more here soon. We're early in this competition still, but Chad put down a run that could win it. But these guys all have something to say about it.
Kevin with a massive
easy
flare. Here we go. Zach Warden coming in, currently sitting in 8th place. This is run 2 of 4 for Zach Warden.
That
hangs on to it.
I was about to say that looks clean.
And there's the triple tail whip.
Oh, that's a bummer for Zach because he got a little bit squirrely in that landing, but that looked picture perfect. Back flip, bike flip, but over the 64-foot gap, and then a triple whip. And watch Stevie, he may do a double whip, he may do a triple whip, he may do a different trick altogether, but you just want to watch how many times the frame passes kind of underneath you. Massive, this time he under-rotated.
Zach sitting down at 7th. We saw him do it last year in Los Angeles. He wants to get it done here in Foz de Iguaçu.
Using the long gap again. Come on, Zach. No, that was clean.
Here we go in the corner. Once, twice, 3 times around. Hang on, Zach.
Oh, man. This is going to be... this is going to be a big score. That's how much I'll go out on a limb. This is going to be a big score.
Well, now that he's got one under the belt and he's sitting in the top position, what does he add to the mix here?
Knowing Chad, I have no idea.
Well, we're going to find out here at round 3 for Chad Kagi. Double backflip.
Big double flip. Got a little squirrely, but recovered nicely. That's still pretty high. That's a big high flare.
That's pretty impressive considering the right foot slipped the pedals and he lost some speed going into that.
Yeah, and he didn't have a tail whip on the flare this time around.
Morgan Wade in round 2 jumped up into the 90s. He's currently sitting in a bronze medal position here. His best run was at 90.33. Let's see what we can add here in round number 3.
Look at that. Just stretch no-handed backflip.
Look at the speed.
What?
Oh! Just comes in a little under-rotated, slides that one out.
Wait, and the viewers need to watch in these replays so they can see the difference between... Obviously, we're not seeing any single whips here, but you're going to see some double whips, and you're going to see some triple whips.
He held that out as long as you possibly can there on the no-handed flip.
And Morgan's a rider's rider. I think many people out there root for him.
All right, this is round number 3 for Vince Byron, currently sitting at 2nd.
Here it is again, Oppo, double downside whip 3. And kind of an invert on the flare there. Casual invert.
Changes up the lineup a little bit. We saw the big flare this time around throwing an invert into the mix. 2 runs down, 2 more rounds to go. We go back up to the top of the order with the only Brazilian in the lineup. They call him Doug Edge. This is Doug Leite.
And they call him Dougie Fresh when he visits the States. And this is going to be a throw-out run for him.
Well, for your first ever X Games, he's not in a bad spot. He's sitting in 5th position right now. The first run score of 82.33. So we go back up to the top here with Colton Satterfield. Now Colton sitting in 4th. He's 1 spot out of the medal right now. Let's see what he can put down here in this 3rd run.
To me,
that was a double tail whip.
Oh my God! That is. I feel for Colton.
Last guy in the run order here for round 3, Steve McCann. Well, we talked about maybe that high air being one-upped. This could be the guy that does it. Morgan Wade held the record prior to what we just saw on a Douglas Leche.
And if he lands this smooth, we'll see what he has planned, but I think he's going for a whip variation. What?
Absolutely clean.
That was about
20 feet high.
Oh my
That was
goodness.
20 feet high.
I'm looking forward to seeing this replay. First off, he picture perfect no-handed flip over the gap.
Chad now sitting in a silver medal position. What do we see out of Chad Kagi here in this 4th and final run, Dennis?
Craziness.
Maybe maybe the no-handed double backflip?
That's what I was going to say. I know that he's done these on the Nitro Circus Racing, and there you go.
Well, I tell you what, if you're going to have to bail out of a double backflip, that's the cleanest way to get out of it.
Yeah.
Because that could go wrong. That is Zach Morton. He is currently your leader with a 93.66. He thought he had a gold medal in his grasp last summer, had to settle for silver. Is he going to bump it up here in this last run?
Backflip, backflip.
Throw the tail whip.
Almost. Hey, that's a good attempt. And there's no other way around it there. He's pulled his He's pulled a really solid run. It's time to pull your dream run.
And that was the cleanest attempt that we had seen out of the practice footage that we saw earlier.
Yeah, and I can't emphasize enough what a tough event this would be to judge, because like it's a no-handed flip. Morgan's done enough of them. They know it's not the highest difficulty, but he did it perfect and the highest triple whip ever. And now here's Vince Byron. That didn't work out.
So Vince not going to be able to jump up and jump into the podium, so the best he could hope for here tonight is a 4th place finish. We're in the 4th and final round here. One more time around for our only Brazilian BMX competitor. This is Douglas Leite.
Another big backflip. See if he lands with good speed. This is going to be high.
Look how fast he's going.
Huge! 22 feet 1 inch. That should be, we'll make it official here soon, but that would be the highest ever in X Games Big Air competition during the competition. And it's held by a Brazilian in Brazil. And he's from Brazil. And
I don't know if the fans out there even know that fact yet. They're just excited that one of their own is out here in the competition.
And he did better his score. And look at that! No kidding!
Hangs on to it, but unfortunately that killed
Such
on
a
the
drag.
speed there for Colton Satterfield. Well, it's worked for him the last 2 years in a row.
And he is the type of person that's going to be going for the win here. I mean, you could decide, like, maybe I'll do a run that'll bump me up from where I'm at now, but I expect him to send it.
And here we go. It all comes down to this last run. Gets the hands off and puts it down.
Oh, no. I spoke too soon. It looked like he had it, and then, again, the nature of Big Air.